So descriptive type of the research question, most of our studies, sir has told, are of a descriptive type. Less studies, that is only that department, anesthesia department, and the surgery department, the study are of a analytical type. Means 90% your study is of a descriptive study design. So the descriptive research question here is the simple. What is the prevalence of the diabetes in Ahmednagar city? An analytical type of the research question, you do the some comparison, like that the insulin treatment or metformin treatment, comparison of a insulin and metformin treatment in a diabetes. So that type of the question is becomes as an analytical question. Understood? So that the basic difference between the descriptive type of research question and analytical type of the research question. And the more then in your synopsis you are submitted that you have to frame a research objective. Now you have framed research question. Research question is framed by using finer criteria. Then you have to frame the objective. In your MUHS protocol, there are primary objective, secondary objective, and if you have paid much more attention, my next question is, what is the criteria to frame a proper research objective? Anybody? And it's given in that the annexure C. Anybody has paid attention or seen it carefully, he must able to tell what is the criteria for the framing the objective. कल्याणी नहीं वो सर सिर्फ टिक मार्क कर दिया. Primary objective, secondary objective, there are tick mark na. What is the criteria? Abhishek? Yes? Anybody? Unsure? No. That is SMART criteria. SMART. SMART means S stands for specific. M stands for good, measurable. A stands for good. R stands for and T stands for good. Sahi? Are you paying attention? Okay. So repeat then. S stands for A. You have to pay attention to my lecture. Huh? You are here physically and your mind is there. I am going to ask everybody question. So pay attention. Yes? No, means you are not. Tell again. Repeat. Don't play the word. I know your English is good, but don't play the words. Then, yes, M stands for A, R, and T. Yes, so many students has written to study. To study is a vague. It should be the specific. So use two proper verbs while you are constructing the objective. And as there are only two types of the research question, these are the descriptive type of the research question and analytical type of research question. For descriptive type of the research question, use verb to estimate. Many I have corrected in your synopsis that you have to use the verb to estimate for the descriptive study. Am I correct, Swami sir? And for analytical study, you have to use the word to anybody determine. Understood? So for analytical, you have to use the word determine. Again, I will repeat that for the descriptive study, the proper verb is the to estimate, and for, am I correct? No, I told that for analytical study to estimate. You are again to estimate for which study? Descriptive. And to determine for? Is it clear? And I may be wrong. Huh? You have to pay attention and you have to again correct me. So for that, you should be pay 100% attention what I am going to talk. Is it clear? So these two things are very important, that framing a research question and framing research objective. So these are the first two important steps in a research. And the next step, गायकवाड, काय रे तुझं काय झालं, उभा राहा. मोबाईल अजिबात खेळायचा नाही. All are given in this one. Don't write, only pay the attention. Switch off your mobiles. वल्लय, कुछ लिखो मत. ये सब है, बाद में हम आपको पीपीटी दे देंगे. Only pay the attention. ठीक. So the first step is to construct the research question. Second step is to construct the research objective. And the third is to choose proper research design. And my session is to how to choose the proper research design. Is it clear? Can I proceed? Now, the objective of my today's session is to enlist the characteristic of a descriptive study, enlist indication of the descriptive study, describe the steps of a cross-sectional study, and describe common issues related to the cross-sectional study. That is the objective. Sarkar. काय नाव तिचं? अदिती ना? Don't write. तुला समजलं नाही का मी आज सांगितलं? Now, this chart is a heart of my presentation. If you understood this chart, then my 75% work is over. So the pay attention to this chart. So next step of a research design is to choose proper research design. Again, it depends upon the framing the research question. What is your research question? What are your research objective? According to that only, you have to choose the research design. So, broadly, it is classified into two, that is qualitative and quantitative. So, word only suggests that in a qualitative, there are the words are there, while in quantitative, the importance is given to the quantification. There are data is there. So, qualitative studies finds how and why and when that event has been occurred. Any event in a society, any event in a college, why that has happened, how it is happened, and when it has happened. But it does not give the answer how many. For that, you have to do the quantitative. Then it helps to rapid assessment of the situation. Usually, it is useful in a art people or in a psychiatry department. So this type of the qualitative research is carried out, and there is another department, that the medical education department. Only these two departments, this qualitative type of the research is there. And it helps to understand any abnormality in a society. So why there is riot in a society? What is the reason behind the riot? Now, the very important burning question in society is the hike of the petrol prices. Why there is? So you are taking interview of that. Like this type of the research, if you are going to do that type of the research, is known as the qualitative type of the research. How this research is done? This research is done by ethnography, means taking notes. Participatory means there are group, you are participating with in a discussion, and that is participatory. And non-participatory, you are only taking the opinion of the others, and it will be the vague. So what the Dr. Shinde feels, I will write. What Anshul feels, I will write, and after that I have to analyze that. So that type of the study is known as the qualitative type of the research study. Up till now, clear? अभी जे तुझ्या ती झोपती ती, तुला पाणी बिनी प्यायचंय? हा, तू तिकडे नको बघ, तूच झोपू नको. Now I will again come to my this slide. Important सही आप यहाँ बैठो और अच्छा बैठो. आप टीचर नहीं है, थोड़ा सा इधर या बैठो, आगे, हाँ आगे बैठो. आप सिनेमा में नहीं बैठिए, बैठो और pay attention. So two types, that is the qualitative and quantitative. I have covered in detail about the qualitative? Any question? Have understood? Shinde? Shreya? Okay. Now, quantitative. Quantitative study trace on a quantification. I already. What quantification? What is the frequency of disease? What is the difference? What is association? What is correlation? Like that, if you want to do study, then quantitative type of the research is there. It may give answer how and how. And there is the another separate lecture for the descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Time being, remember that for this quantitative study, there are it is data. So data means there are statistics. And for that, there are descriptive statistics means there only you are describing the disease related to the frequency, this one. And afterwards, you have to analyze the data. For that, there is the different types of statistics known as the inferential statistics. Is it clear? How clear about the difference between the qualitative research and the quantitative research? Then I will proceed the further. Then qualitative and quantitative, I have already told, in medical field, most of the 90% research are that of a quantitative type, 10% research are that of the qualitative type, and qualitative mainly in a medical education technology department or psychiatry department, this qualitative type of the research is carried out. And most of these are the quantitative. Quantitative research, again two types, that is observational and experimental. Again, the word suggests, and it's the common sense to understand that the observational means the researcher only observes. That is observational type of the researcher. And second is that of the experimental, means either researcher intervenes in that. He gives some drug or withdraws some drug. So that type of the research is the experimental. Or there is new vaccine or there is new drug, you have to test, means the experimental study are that of the clinical trials. And again, at your PG level, you are not doing this experimental type of the research. So don't bother about only for the time being. Remember that experimental research mostly consists of the clinical trials. Okay. So observational study, you only observe, you doesn't intervene anything. While in an experimental study, there is intervention by the researcher. Either drug is given or drug is withdrawn. Understood? Time being, remember that clinical trials, vaccine trials are of that of the experimental type of the research. Observational, you only observe. Okay. Then again, they are classified into that descriptive type of the study and the analytical type of the study. Only under it's very easy. Descriptive type means you describe the disease relation to time, place, person. That is the simplest type of the study. That is the descriptive type of the study. While in an analytical study, you analyze. So what is the basic difference between the descriptive type of the research and the analytical type of research? First and foremost, that for the descriptive type of the research, there is no comparison group. That's the important thing. For analytical study, there are comparison groups. So in there, you are studying association or correlation between two things. And again, I'm repeating that anesthesia people, most of their studies are of an analytical type. Why? Because they are comparing the pain, or whatever the pre-operative or whatever the thing in relation to the two drugs. Or in a surgery, if there is the new technique or two techniques are which the outcome of which technique is better, if there is a comparison, two groups are there, then that study becomes the analytical. While here there is no comparison group. That is the basic difference between the descriptive type of the research and the analytical. And second difference, the descriptive type of the research generates the hypothesis, but it generates the hypothesis, while in analytical type of the research, it tests the hypothesis. And in your synopsis, while you are this one, I told many students that, right, if your cross-sectional descriptive study, hypothesis is not applicable as it is descriptive type of the study. Where hypothesis is applicable? Only in a analytical type. So these are the two basic difference between the descriptive type of the research design and the analytical. What is the first? That there is no comparison group in a descriptive, while in a analytical there is the comparative group. Descriptive type of the research, it generates the hypothesis, while analytical type of the research, it Venkatesh, it tests the hypothesis. Is it clear? Is it clear? Next, what are the again types of the descriptive? Case report, case series, cross-sectional, longitudinal, and in analytical, case control, cohort, and analytical cross-section. Any difficult up till now? Clear? Now I will give you the example. Then you will better understand. So with example, you will better understand and you will never forget. So again, I will come to the basic. The research question. What is your research question? On that, your research objective are framed. And on that, research design is chosen. Understood? So first, we will take the example of this pandemic. That is COVID pandemic in China. There must be one case that there are the sore throat, then cold, and with a normal treatment, the patient is not getting cured. So that's the first case that becomes the case report. After that, many physicians in that country has found like this signs and symptoms. If it is more than 10 cases or up to 10, the case series is up to 50, but ideally it is taken as a 10. If the 10, then it becomes the case series. Then the question comes in a mind, the researcher, what is the prevalence? छोड़ दो China, हम अहमदनगर का ही लेते हैं. So the question will come, what will be the prevalence of like these cases in Ahmednagar city? So your research question is what? What is the prevalence? Nagar city में कितने हो गए ऐसे patient? If that research question comes, then you have to choose the study like a cross-sectional study. So that type of the research design becomes the cross-section. Understood? So you do the study and you get some data. Then longitudinal study. After that, many patients after the COVID develops the lung fibrosis. Then again, a question comes in your mind: how many persons will get a lung fibrosis? So you have the data that these again you go to after 2 months and see how many develop the lung. Then that type of the research design becomes as a longitudinal. Means you have to again go to the same population for any consequences, for the complication. That type of the research design becomes as a longitudinal. Up till now clear? Then you have data that the 100 persons are suffering of a COVID-19 in Ahmednagar city. And in that, you got that out of 100, 80 have diabetes. Then again research question come in your mind. Is there any correlation or association between diabetes with COVID-19? If you want to test, and that hypothesis is generated by what? By your this study, because you get 80% data in a cross-sectional study that person having diabetes has a COVID. So what descriptive study has generated? The hypothesis. But question, is it real? You want to test that hypothesis. Then for testing the hypothesis, you have to choose the analytical type of the study. And for analytical type of the study, there should be the comparison group. Understood? So you do the comparison. So there are two, that is the case control, cohort, and the analytical cross-sectional. So in case control, that there are one group is of cases having the COVID-19, and those control that don't have the COVID. Then you retrospectively see how many COVID-19 has the diabetes and how many control has the diabetes. And from that you get some ratio, that is the odds ratio. Next lecture will be on in detail what is the case. Time being only remember for your conceptual clearance I am telling. Understood? So that is the case control. And the cohort. Cohort is that it is the prospective type of system mostly. There are types of the cohort that it is also of a retrospective, ambiguous, but time being only remember that it's the prospect. You make a two group. What is cohort? Cohort is a group of person having the same characteristic. Like you 29 are a cohort. Cohort of what? Cohort of the students got the admission in a Dr. Vittal Rao Vikhe Patil Foundations Medical College in a year 2021. So your similar characteristic, what is your admission is of a same. So your cohort is understood. So in this group, that how many from joining have developed the COVID-19 after the joining. So that type of the study becomes the cohort type of the study. Then cross section, analytical cross section. Then you want to know the efficacy of a chloroquine and ivermectin in a prevention of the COVID-19. You want to test that. But testing of a new drug, it becomes which type of study? Good. And testing of already established drug and the testing its efficacy, it becomes the analytical cross-section. There is cross-sectional in a descriptive type. But what is the basic difference between the analytical cross-sectional and the cross-sectional? Anybody? In an analytical cross-sectional, comparison group is there. While here, so we are comparing two drugs. Which drug? Chloroquine and ivermectin. So depending upon your what question comes in your mind, that become analytical cross-section. Abhi COVID-19. So how to prevent it? What is, because it is pandemic. So the question that we should develop the vaccine. So to develop the vaccine, to test, which type of the study you are going to do? Experimental type. Have cleared your concept. So what research question come in your mind? According to that, you have to choose the research design. Is it clear? Anybody? Any question? Can I proceed? Because I have spent more than 15 to 20 minutes on this slide because it's a very important slide. Now, the next section will be the repetition, whatever I have told. It will be the revision for you. Understood? Is it clear? Can I proceed? So we have seen about qualitative study, quantitative study, then observational study, three types mainly: case report, case series, cross-sectional, and longitudinal study. Then case report of one or more rare event, unusual presentation, rare, hence not generalizable. Cross-sectional study, I have already told the characteristic of the cross-sectional. Research question is descriptive type. No hypothesis, no comparison group, observation of variable at one point, that is the one snap. It is the one snapshot. Means you take the data at one time. Understood? While in a longitudinal study, you again go to that. Understood? Then usually it helps in estimating the prevalence, burden of the disease at that particular time. That is the prevalence. Anybody knows, Brunmai, difference between prevalence and incidence? झोपू नको, माझं लक्ष असतं. What is prevalence? What is incidence? Don't stand. Good. And prevalence? So cross-sectional study gives you which data? Important data? Prevalence. While longitudinal study, you again give the incidence. Then analytical study, I already told, research question, difference or association type. Association between two drugs, association between that variable with the outcome, that is the association. Hypothesis is derived from the descriptive study. So descriptive study, again I am repeating, it is hypothesis generating, while analytical study is hypothesis testing. those two groups are there, those with outcome. Outcome means disease, and that is also known as a dependent variable, while independent variable is different. Understood? So on variables, again, there will be the separate lecture. At that time, your the concept will again get clear. Understood? So what is the objective for the analytical study? To study difference or association of a dependent variable with one or more independent variable. Outcome and independent variable present before the study starts. So this is for the case control study. So what is the difference between the case control and the core study? In case control, the disease is already present. You are making two groups, having disease and not having disease. And retrospectively, you are seeing the other variables. Again, separate lecture, next lecture is on a case control and the core. For time being, remember. And core study, disease is not present when you are starting. After that, I have given you an example. You admitted, and after 2 months, how many has got the COVID? Understood? So that type of the study is the cohort. Then experimental study, again, research question, difference type or association type, hypothesis derived from previous studies. There are 2 or more groups, and I already told that the basic difference between observational study and experimental intervention. Intervention is either given or intervention is either withdrawn. Then again, separate lecture will be on evaluation of a diagnostic test. Dr. Kachewar will take it. So what are the Abhishek na तुझंच होता ना तू diagnostic sensitivity specificity we change that because it's very difficult study. So separate lecture will be on there, the evaluation of the diagnostic test. So here the how much that test is sensitive, and these diagnostic tools are mainly carried out in radiology department and madam's pathology department. New test comes, so its validity, its reliability, what is sensitivity, what is specificity, there are different ratios are also there. So all you are going to learn in a next lecture of Dr. Kachewar. Then variants of the experimental study, that is the clinical trial, that may be placebo control, no placebo, or before trial, after trial, field trial, vaccine trial. These are the example at your level. No need to go in a detail. Now, the important remaining topic of my session is the steps of a descriptive study. So, what is epidemiology? Epidemiology is the study of distribution and determinant of health-related state in a specified population and the application of this study to control the health problem. So, you can see or take example of the COVID. So, whatever the data come, now we are focusing on the control of that. Understood? That is the epidemiology. Then descriptive type, case report, case series, cross-sectional and longitudinal study. Example of case report famous, that is we can report of a single or individual with the same diagnosis, and the example previously was that AIDS, hepatitis, and now that of the COVID. We cannot test because there is one case. It may be coincidence. So we cannot generalize. After that, next is the case series. And after that, next is the cross-sectional. When you get much more data, then only you can generalize it. Otherwise, it may be the coincidence. So that's the drawback of the case report and case series. So the famous example of a case series is that in October 19, May 81, 5 cases of pneumocystis carinii pneumonia were diagnosed among previously held in homosexuals. So that is the famous example of the case series. Then cross-sectional study, again, cross-sectional study, we measure the prevalence. Understood? So, and it is the snapshot. We take data at a one point. Clear? And longitudinal study, you are already answered. Which data is important data you get is the incidence. That is the new cases. Understood? And there must be the same population. And that you get that after the follow. I have given example that how many develop the lung fibrosis after the COVID. That is that type of the, and there is one longitudinal study of one resident also. I think gynec resident. Na? You are only na Kalyani. Your study is longitudinal one na. What was your study? नेम क्या है आपके? टाइटल बताओ. अभी उसमें ही अभी क्या है वो पढ़ने को बाद क्या है टाइटल आपका? So descriptive study characteristics, again observational type and quantitative type. Qualitative, quantitative. Quantitative again divided into, or types of quantitative, observational and experimental. Observational again descriptive and analytical. Example of descriptive: case report, case series, cross sectional, longitudinal. Analytical: case report, cohort, analytical, cross sectional. Then research question is of descriptive type, no hypothesis, no comparison group, and objective of a descriptive study is to describe disease in related to time, place, person, and the work should be to estimate. Brunmai, खूप झोपू राहिले. When descriptive type, what are the indications? Research question is indication of a descriptive study. When research question is descriptive type, described in disease and health related and quantification of the disease, and again important thing that it generates the hypothesis. Now these are the example of a descriptive study. Now, in asymptomatic HIV positive patient, how does CD4 cell count decline over time till death? So naturally, you want to take this CD4 cell count. That type of the study is the descriptive study. What is the proportion of cases of acute myocardial infarction of the total hospital admission in 1 year in my hospital? Then how many new cases of measles would occur in 1 year among infants in a community under my health care? How does weight change occur among newborn over the next 1 year of the life? Simple study, simple research questions are there. And how many cases of adult hypertension or smokers are there in my community? These are the simple research questions come in my. If that research question come like this, then you have to choose the descriptive type of the research design. Now, the steps of a descriptive, because our 90% study are of a descriptive type. What are the steps? That the first research question, then variables, then defining population, describing disease in relation to time, place, person, then measurement of disease. Next is the comparing and formulation of a etiological hypothesis. So again, first research question, you have to set a research question. Sir has told by using final criteria. Example, what is the prevalence of a hypertension in a teaching staff of Dr. Vitthal Patil Medical College aged more than 40? Or what is the profile of anemia in ANCs attending DVP's Medical College and Hospital? So like this are the descriptive type of the research question. If you want to know the correlation, then your research question will be different. If there is the word like association or correlation, then you have to choose the analytical. Now we are concentrating on a which type of study? Descriptive. So here I have taken the example of the descriptive type. Is it clear? Next is the enlist variable. Many times I have told, go to Raut sir, go to Swami sir, which type of this? Is it nominal? Is it ratio? Like that. So different variables, and variables should be from your title. Age, sex, these are the demographic variable, but there are specific variable related to study also there. Understood? So age, how you know by interview, age, that it is the figure is there. So it comes as a continuous or in a ratio scale. Again, separate lecture will be there on a variable. Then gender, male or female, means nomenclature is there. So it is becomes nominal. Then if it is the pain is mild, moderate, severe. So here grading is there. Then which type of the scale you are going to apply? ordinal. So three types: nominal, ratio, and nominal when you describe it, present, absent, male, female. So it becomes, or the different types of the symptoms told by the patient. So it becomes as a nominal. Ratio, data is there, that figure is there continuous. Then it becomes ratio. And ordinal when it is of a grading type, mild, moderate, severe, or your what Glasgow, which pain scale is there. Like that, if there are the order, then it becomes as a ordinal type. Is it clear? So you have to then enlist the variables, how you are going to measure and which scale you are going to apply for that variable. And you all have written in your synopsis like this. And I again cross check that, go to, because these people are the expert. PSM people are the expert in that, because statistics are taught by them. So again, many I send to Raut sir or Swami sir and confirm. Is it? Because my concept is also not so clear related to that. Then defining of the population. Descriptive study or investigation of the population, and defined population is not only related to only number, but it is related to the age, sex, occupation, different things related to that the person. So could be whole geographical area or specially selected group, means whole Ahmednagar district, or selected any ward, or like our medical college campus. So it is the specific city, or it should be large and should be stable, means that population during your study should be stable. If no new person come, then it causes the confounding factor. So your data or your result may get the bias. So that population must be the same or static. Understood? So defining inclusion, you are all written inclusion criteria, our stress, first and foremost, right? When you are going to take, when the patient is willing to give consent, informed consent, and willing to participate the study. That's the first and foremost. If he is not willing, you are not going to include that, because there are lecture is there on ethics. Without any person's the will, you cannot enroll that person in your research. Understood? So there are the inclusion criteria as well as exclusion criteria. So that for if you are taking study in Ahmednagar city, so you are, or any ward, you have to write inclusion criteria, exclusion criteria, and whatever then the population, that population is the eligible population. And if this eligible population is there, again, you are not going to go each and every house. Then you have to again make a sampling or sample size. I have already told you that please paste that OpenEP snapshot, that from where you have taken, because it's not possible to go or take the history or take all signs and symptoms of each patient. The sample size, again, there will be the separate lecture on a sample size. But timing, remember, sample size may be as small as 5, or sample size may be as big as 1,000. It depends upon the prevalence of that disease. In a descriptive study, I am telling, to derive the sample, a proper sample in a descriptive study, important thing is the prevalence. If it is the longitudinal study, then incidence is also there. So these two important some references from your review literature, what previous studies got the prevalence of that disease or incidence of the disease, that figure you have to put in that the software, and that 95% confidence, 99%, you get different figure. We usually take off that of the 95%. Understood? So it depends, only that figure you put and you get the sample size. Understood? So again, I am repeating, whatever your sample size, why this sample size? Because whatever you are doing research, the purpose, your research should be applicable to all over the world. Understood? So that is known as the external validity. And there is internal validity also. But external validity is that whatever you have done during 18 months, you got some data, and that data should be applicable to all over the world. When it is applicable, when you follow proper research steps. I already told what are the research steps: framing research question, framing research objective, choosing proper research design, and then after this population, inclusion criteria, exclusion criteria, and important thing to derive the proper sample size. Understood? So if you have derived sample size, even if it is 5 cases, and you have done that study, because there are some rare syndromes are there, and the sample size may come 5, understood. But even if you study on 5 cases, your study is the valid, externally valid, and whatever you get, the results of your study, that is applicable, universally applicable. Understood? So that's the importance of the deriving the sample size. Again, separate in detail lecture will be on a sample. Up till now clear? Any difficulty? Next is the defining the disease. So you have to define the disease. You have to make 2 definitions. The definition in given academic definition given in a book, and you have to make a operational definition. Example given of a tonsillitis. Read that tonsillitis is defined academically in a book. It might be defined clinically as an inflammation of the tonsil caused by infection, usually with a Streptococcus pyogen. This is the theoretical part, but you have to do the study. Then you have to make that definition into the operational definition. So the operational definition is the presence of enlarged red tonsil with white exudate on a throat swab and culture give predominantly Streptococcus pyogen. If you have made this type of the operational definition, then you also get your variables. What will be your variable? One variable will be enlarged glands. Second, red tonsil. Third variable will be that those who become positive on a swab. Fourth variable that the which type of the either is Streptococcus, either it is Staphylococcus, like that. So you have to make your own operational definition, and with that your operational definition, you are going to write your variables. Is it clear? So the step third is then describing your disease related to time, place, person. So time, some diseases are more common, like this in 2020 year, which COVID was more common, like this season. So cold is more common in a winter season. So like that, depend upon the season, depend upon the day, because you know that the evening rise of fever is there in tuberculosis, like that. So each disease has its own particular characteristic related to time. Also place, like this COVID originated from China. Afterwards, it becomes pandemic, like this. So in Bihar, there are Kala Azar is more common, like this. So that each place has its particular pattern of the disease. So to describe the disease related to time, place, person, like all age, sex, occupation, marital status, then education, family size, blood pressure, blood cholesterol level, etc., etc., personal habit, smoker, alcoholic, like that. Understood? So you have to describe the disease related to time, place, person. Then measurement of the disease, you already know the what is prevalence. So what is mortality? Mortality refers to the what is mortality and what is morbidity? Yeah. Anshul? Mortality is good. Number of death has occurred. And morbidity is disease. Prevalence is existing cases or burden of disease at particular type. And incidence is newer cases. So that diagram, see carefully, it explains very nicely. Understood? What is incidence? What is prevalence? जो गया है नीचे वो डेथ हो गया. That is the mortality. जो ऊपर से बूंद पड़ रहे हैं, that is incidence. और जो जार में है, that is prevalence. Understood? Then comparing with known indices, comparison, asking question, comparison between different population. Then we can arrive with this data, some etiology, and identify defined groups who are increases of a certain disease. Then what is hypothesis? Hypothesis is educated guess or unproven idea based on observation or reasoning that can be proven or disproven through the investigation. Again, I will go to my example. So I have taken example of that you have done the cross-sectional study, and in that you got the data that the out of 100 COVID patient, 80 having the diabetes. So it has generated hypothesis. So it is an educated group or unproven data. So you have to again test that hypothesis. Then how to frame proper hypothesis? So proper hypothesis should be framed by the population. You have to mention the population. Then specific cause. Third, there must be the expected outcome. Then there must be dose response relationship and time response relationship. कल्याणी क्या है? लास्ट क्या है? So much. Dose response, time response. First is population. Second is specific cause. Third is expected outcome. Fourth is dose response relationship. And fifth is time response. Now see the bad hypothesis framing and good hypothesis framing. So cigarette smoking causes lung cancer is the bad hypothesis. Smoking of 30 to 40 cigarettes means dose is there per day causes lung cancer in 10% of smokers after 20 years of the exposure. So see, all these parameters are there or not. Population, which is population? Smoker, good. Specific cause, expected outcome, lung cancer. Dose response, how many cigarettes? And time response, how many years? Understood? So that is the good example of the framing the hypothesis. So hypothesis formulation, method of similarity, method of difference, method of concomitant variation, and method of the residue. Last slide of my lecture, that is what is the use of the descriptive epidemiology. Again, it will be the revision. So it provides data regarding the magnitude or burden of the disease in that population. Also, it gives idea about the disease etiology and real to the generation or formulation of the hypothesis. And it provides this data useful for the authority or government people to for the planning, organizing, and evaluating the preventive services, and contribute to the research by describing the variation in disease occurrence by time, place, person. So these are the uses of a descriptive study. Then descriptive study is the baby step in a research, because but you have to first begin that baby step only. As you become expert in that, then the next steps are there. So case control, descriptive study is at a last. Then analytical type becomes case control, cohort study, meta-analysis, quasi-experimental disease, community intervention, and lastly the trial, clinical trial. So depend evidence. So this is the first and the basic study. But to carry out any research, your basic concepts must be clear. Understood? So though it is a baby step, but it is the first step. And if you do a good or proper ideal research according to the steps given. What are the steps? Framing research, question. Second, framing research, objective. Third, choosing study, design. Data collection, data analysis. Then your results. So you have to do proper steps, and after that only your research becomes the ideal one. Understood? And it should be according to these steps. Now, what you have understood or not? So some exercise will be there. So first, anybody, which research design you are going to choose? At a time being, only tell descriptive or analytical. बस ये descriptive. अरे फिर कुछ नहीं, one. You want to type 2 does associated. You want to study association. If you want to do study association, which type of the study you are going to? क्या मेरे को डिप्रेशन आ जाएगा अभी आप डिस्क्रिप्टिव बोले तो? सेकंड, अभिजित तुझ्यापाशी कोण आहे ती तू सांग तुला झोपली कोणती कोणती स्टडी चूज करना डिस्क्रिप्टिव का एनालिटिकल बाद में विच केस कंट्रोल और कोड नेक्स्ट स्टेप है लेकिन अभी तक वो लेक्चर नहीं हुआ दैट्स व्हाई आई एम नॉट आस्किंग सो वन वर्ड इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हियर दैट यू हैव लिमिटेड टाइम एंड फंडिंग अरे क्या है अगेन क्या है दैट you want to examine association between calcium intake and the prostate cancer. If the outcome is rare, you are going to do the cohort type study. Understood? And you have the case control type. You have the limited funding. Understood? Separate lecture will be only up till now. Analytical or descriptive इसमें बताओ इसमें क्या है अभी इसमें बताओ अंशु तू बता अभी सही क्या है कौन सा स्टडी वही रह गया अभी दोनों एनालिटिकल क्या है व्हाट यू वांट टू नो burden of the disease. So which type of the study? Is it clear? Is it clear? Any doubts? Okay. Thank you for learning with me.
Thank you, sir. That was an elaborative session on study designs with various examples, sir has explained in detail regarding how to choose appropriate study design.